Guys, Matthew here, the script doctor from Balisa Story Academy. Today, I want us to write a script together. Are you ready? I hope you are excited. So, excuse me, I have opened Final Draft. If you want to know more about this application, it's an application for writing a script. I think it's used by professionals, and I would like to believe this is the industry standard. So please go and Google Final Draft. So once you've opened a Final Draft, and then you've got an option here of opening a new file and opening a bitbot. I have a video about Gabeja where I repeat in that video every time saying they are hitting the same beat, they are hitting the same beat. I've just realized that my community or my students, they don't really understand what do I mean by a beat, okay? Some have thought of it as a hip hop beat or an instrument. So guys, a beat, it's something that you need to understand in terms of storytelling. As you can see in the professional writing, script writing application, we've got a new beat board. New beat board. So when I'm talking about beats, story beats, please go and research and get more information about it. So we are going to start with the beat board. I want to teach you the planning behind the movie. I'm going to make simple examples so that you can quickly understand what I'm trying to say. So without wasting time, let's just click here, Bitboard. Okay. So now, as you can see, this is my Bitboard. Okay. So the first thing that we want to do here, the Bitboard in Final Draft, it's some sort of a plain canvas where you can plan your own story. Okay, so think of it that way. Okay, let me zoom out here. Okay, let me zoom out here. So one might ask, what is this timeline? Okay, this timeline represent the runtime of your own movie. Okay, as you can see, this is 120 minutes. Okay, there is a law or a rule in script writing which says one page is equal to 1 minute of your screenplay. And that's the case, guys. It's true. Okay, a page is equal to a minute of a screen time. So this timeline gives you an idea of your running time. Every bit that you can create, you can put it in this timeline so that you know that at page 30, this what needs to happen. So in our case, we're just going to, what can I say, plan a movie. Okay. Now, guys, let's get into the fun part. Okay. Please don't forget that I have got a course that goes only for 1,200 Rand. If you want to know more about it, please DM me. I explain these things in details there. Now, this is my own structure. This is my own way of writing a movie. Matthew, where do you start when writing a story? Okay, let me double click here. I start with a premise. Okay, at this point in time, I'm not going to explain what a premise is since I want to keep this video focused and straight to the point. Okay, my premise is, and guys, it's going to be simple, okay? I'm not going to be complicated. I want you to get the idea. My premise is crime doesn't pay. Okay? Excuse me. Remember, we're planning a story here. So my premise is crime doesn't pay. Okay? This is the message that I want to communicate. Let me just put this. So, as you can see, guys, very simple. Crime doesn't pay. And then after that, what's the next thing? Okay, what's the next thing to do? Now I need to get a picture of my story, some sort of a bird's eye view of how am I going to explore this. So let me just copy this bit here, and then I will change it here. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to write here story outline. Okay, story outline. My apologies about this. So story outline. So this is just an outline to give me a some sort of a picture of how the story is going to be. So this is very important, guys. Now let's get into it. Remember, I always have a problem with South African script writers or storytellers who tell obvious stories. Okay, what do I mean by obvious stories? It's South African politics, it's South African crime, it's South African lack of jobs and poverty, and that is it. I really don't like that. So one might ask, but your premise, it says crime doesn't pay. Okay. I did it deliberately, and I want to show you that you can take an existing concept, a well overused concept. You know that we've got a lot of crime stories here in South Africa. One is Tsotsi, the second one is Jerusalem. I think the other one is Paradise Top or something like that. So you can see that this is some sort of an abused topic, but I am going to take it and put my own local spin. Okay, we are going to be creative here. Remember, we are not ordinary writers. Okay, so crime doesn't pay. But how am I going to explore this concept? How is my story going to unfold? What is my plot? Okay, so, oh, story outline. I'm done with this. My apologies. So, this is what I'm thinking. First of all, let me give you my thinking so that you can have a picture of where is this creativity coming from. Every crime story in South Africa, it has got something to do with a man, with a male. Okay, crime, script writers or storytellers, South African storytellers, they associate crime with male. Okay, I'm going to change that. So guess what gender am I going to use? I'm going to use a female. Okay, that's how you become creative. You look at what people are doing and try to change it and do the opposite. That's how you force yourself to be creative. So let me just start here. This must be a female. Then, secondly, whenever we write a crime story in South Africa, we've got guns and we've got violence and we've got gangsterism and we've got what can I say, blood and whatever. Okay, as you can see, it's more physical. Remember, I am Matthew. I'm the script doctor. Okay, I like something psychological. Okay, now, instead of having a physical whatever, now I'm going to my crime story, the essence of it is going to be based on what can I say? I'm not sure if it's going to be office crime, okay? Office crime. So I'm not sure if it's called a white collar crime or a blue collar crime, but it's not going to be physical. Okay, it's somebody who's going to commit a crime, but it's going to be an office crime. Okay, obviously this person must be intelligent and smart. Okay, so what else? In South Africa, what else would a South African script writer, more especially a TV writer, would think of? Like those guys who write Uzalo, they will think of what can I say, simple and obvious concept. And excuse me. So we must not think like them. Okay, we must always be we need to be Hollywood like in our scripting, in our approach. So then this is going to be an office crime. What is the other obvious thing? For now, let's keep it there. Okay. And then let's now write an outline of our story. Um, the story is about, okay, I hope this is visible enough. Let me zoom in. Yes, okay, so that you can see it. Okay, so now I'm busy with an outline. Okay, the story is about let's say a 28-year-old lady who what I'm going to do here, if you've read a story by Chenua Achebe, the title of the story is Akuseko Konwaba. I think the English version of the story, the title is No Longer at Ease. Okay, I'm just going to copy that concept exactly. Okay, Obi enters, let's say, the story being the custodian of what can I say, good conduct. Okay, he was representing what a pure and an honest man will be, but he changes in a story to accepting bribe. to becoming corrupt. Okay, so I'm just going to copy that as it is, guys. So why am I doing that, guys? I realize that most of South African creatives, they like to complicate things. They like to be advanced in the beginning. Okay, guys, be a copycat, write badly with pride. Don't want to make complicated plots and just copy and paste for now so that you can learn these tools and techniques. Okay, so I'm going to copy exactly that. So let's continue. The story is about a 20-year-old lady who finds herself in corruption. Okay, who finds herself, let's be dramatic, deep, let's say deep in government corruption. It doesn't really have to be government, guys. Let's not be too much South African. Who types it as deep in corruption? Okay, the story is about a 20-year-old lady who finds herself deep in corruption. Okay, while her initial intentions. Okay, this is what is interesting about writing a story or whatever. You spend most of your time speaking alone. Obviously, for me, I'm talking to you as I'm teaching you. But if I'm not teaching somebody, this is all going on in my head. Okay, interesting. So, while her initial intentions were to fight it. Okay, done with an outline, guys. Very simple and straight to the point. Now, let's talk about this outline. Why this outline works, or why you must write. Why this outline is perfect. Let me say. Okay, why this outline is perfect. Let me tell you what works about this outline. Okay, number one, this outline has a character arc. Okay, from good to bed. Okay, this lady enters the story as a decent lady. She's honest, religious, she's transparent and everything. But as the story goes, okay, she becomes corrupt. Okay, so this is the arc. The reason why this storyline works is because of it has got a character arc. You can see that a good lady gone bad or is going to turn bad. Okay, that's why it works. Okay, what else? It's all about a lady with corruption. What? And also, what can I say? Um, I think it has got a little bit of a hook. Okay. Let me just write this as a creative hook. Okay. Your storylines or your stories need to have this. This is just a term that I've made up. Okay. You won't see it in maybe story terms and whatever. Okay. So a creative hook is something that brings about a question mark as to how is she going to transition from being good to bad. It brings that sense of wonder. Somebody will ask, I wonder how is this going to happen. Okay, so without getting in details into the outline, guys, I'm done with the outline, so I think I will have to zoom out now. Okay, and then let me copy this bit. Okay, after this story outline, what else do I want to do? Let me think. It's a premise, it's a story outline, and then it's character. Okay. Okay, I'm going to call this character development, okay, for a reason. Okay, suppose it's a character profile or biography or something, but I'm just going to type here character development. Okay, we can't get into our plot with a weak character. It's like being a coach and sorry about this. It's like being a coach and select weak players to go and play in a big match. Okay, so we need to develop our characters. Characters from Uzalo, Kabeja, Inimba, Generation, and whatever soapy you can mention, Isibaya. This is what they are lacking. Okay, why DSTV keeps on canceling TV series? It's simply because these characters are not well developed. what I'm going to teach you now, you can become better than any TV script writer in South Africa today, just simply because of this. Okay, let me just give you some few things to note. When it comes to a telenovela, okay, or any TV show, okay, telenovela equals character. This is what South African scriptwriters don't know at this point in time. Okay. These guys, they are missing this. Okay. They don't know that telenovela or a TV series is equal to character. What do I mean by that? When you are launching your show, the pilot of the show, when you are launching it for the first time, okay, as South Africans, we are excited. Uzalo is coming on screen, Gabecha is coming on screen, Isibaya is coming on screen. It's something new, guys. We appreciate it. The same way, it's the same as with music industry, okay? If there's a new artist, we are happy for them. We want to see them, we want to see the fresh content. But as time goes by, okay, the hype is gone. There's influencers which were part of Gqeberha or part of whoever, and the big names, the big artists which were part of Isibaya, part of Imbewu, part of Isita. Now we are used to them. Okay. Now what will sustain us as the viewers? What must we look forward up to? We must look forward up to well developed and well crafted characters. We must want to see what is this character going to say, do on season 2, on season 3. So telenovela is characters. South Africa today, South African TV industry fails at this. Okay. We don't have well developed characters. So now let's get into character development. So now let's get into who is going to be the name of this uh protagonist, our main actor, okay, or our main actress, okay, or our main character. Well, if I was an average South African script writer, I was going to name this character Tembi, Zolani, you name them, Asanda, or whatever, okay? Guys, don't come up with general names. Make sure that your names work hand in hand with the story, your character name, because we're developing this character. This name must assist me to push this agenda. Crime doesn't pay. Okay? So, so the name of this character is going to be Innocent. Okay? I hope this is the right spelling. So, the name of my character is going to be Innocent. Okay? She's going to be Innocent. Okay. So why she's going to be innocent? Why not Amanda or whoever, whatsoever character? Simply because this innocent implies that she's honest and whatever. Okay. But as time goes by, she's going to be corrupt. She's going to change. I want when that change happens, I want you as a viewer to to deassociate innocence with her. So it's like she will some sort of betray her own name. I hope you get the idea, okay? So don't just name your characters like I'm not sure um Amanda's Boo. No, 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 no. Have names that will help you to amplify the drama of your story, that will help you to hit the point home. Okay. So I don't really have any reason to name this character Tabisa or whoever. So let's keep her name as Innocent. Okay. And then forward slash the name of this character at the same time is going to be Innocentia. Let's see. If I'm going to give a name means nonsense or purity. Okay, so I'm trying to make a quick Google search to try to understand what's the meaning of Innocentia. Okay, a feminine given name that means innocence or purity. Okay. So meaning that we can just go with Innocentia then. So I was going to say this name will change in the movie to Innocentia, not innocent. But it looks like Innocentia truly means innocence in a way. Okay. So we are done with the character name. So in character development, let's say character name. Okay. Character name. Okay, we already got the age is 28, she's 28. Okay, one might ask why 28? Okay, if you look at 28, 28 is between a teenage and an adult. Okay, meaning that this is where most of us get confused. This is where we are transitioning from being babies, being fed, being coming out of university. We get into the real world. We want cars. We get in debts. We have boyfriend. We get married. We screw things up. We so that's why this age matters for this character. This is character development. In South Africa, we've got scripts which demands an age which is between teen and adulting, and then the character will be 47, will be 52, or will be 16. Okay, so let's get into another thing which is important in character development, which is the belief. Okay, what does this character believes? Okay, um she's going to get into the movie innocent and ended up being corrupt. Okay, um she believes that corruption means violence. Okay, she firmly believes that when you are corrupt you must be a violent person. Okay, that's what she believes, of which that's wrong. That's what we're going to disprove. Okay. This is the belief that she holds like dear. Okay. She thinks that in order for people, she only view corruption as, let's say, amaparapara. She views corruption as the gangsters and whatever. She doesn't know that even in the office, even if you are intelligent, you can still be corrupt. The movie is going to teach her that. Okay. Okay, the movie Crime Doesn't Pay, this will teach her that corruption doesn't necessarily mean violence. Okay, you can be a corrupt accountant or whatever. Okay, that's what she believes. We're going to disprove this. Her backstory. Okay, her backstory. For now, I'm just going to say poverty. That means she's coming from a disadvantaged background. So she's like, what can I say? She has been determined, she worked hard and whatever. So this is her backstory. In fact, if I'm saying her backstory is poverty, this is not very specific. Okay. This is not very specific. The backstory of any character needs not to only to be the history of that character. It's like where they are coming from. No. The backstory needs to be pivotal in the psychology and the being, or isimo in English. What do we call that? The behavior. It needs to be pivotal to the behavior of the character. So this backstory needs to be some sort of an event that has changed or that will help us to build this character and help us to hit the point home when it comes to our story. Okay, so let's give her some sort of a very clear and a specific backstory. Okay, she promised her mother um okay, she promised her mother to take care of her, and her mother didn't live long enough